Greetings, art connoisseurs, tubers, and pickers. It's Drew. Time for another installment of the CPMA, and that's the California Pickin Museum of Art, where I take you on the inside and show you my own original artwork collection. And this is a very fine example today, you guys, of an original oil painting that's approximately 120 to 150 years old. And I'll show you the back, which actually tells the story, and let's just take a look at what this is. It's a harbor scene, and here we have the Great Harbor with nicely rendered reflections of the other side of the harbor, and over here we have a really great sailboat, really well rendered there, you guys, and a bridge over here that the harbor goes under, and some other auxiliary buildings over here. Really very cool, with a towering mountain in the background. Check that out. And it's all done in like this dusty mauve color, really impressionistic, very well done. Now I'm not sure if it's sunrise or sunset, but here we see a light source coming from in back of the mountains, and all this churning sky. I really don't know if it's the morning or the evening. And it's signed down here. Let's try to see the signature. It's H, and that's R something K S. I don't know if it's RA or RO or RU. I'm just going to have to look at that a little closer. But what you can do, if this is your own painting, here's what you can do. You dab your finger in your saliva and you just rub really lightly, only twice, don't go over it more than that, with your saliva, and then the signature can kind of come alive, because your saliva has some enzymes in it, and it can actually clean dirt off of canvas really well. You know, people don't know that, but that's a little trick of the trade in the art world. So you can do that when it's your own canvas. But great scene, an original period gold gilded frame. Check that out. Now guys, this wasn't really a find. This was a rescue. And here we see why it was a rescue. It's got a large gash in it up here. And this was on the way to the trash. And I found this and I rescued it. And you know, such a quality piece of artwork is not going to the trash heap on my watch, people. That's right, you know, California Picker. Heck, this is great stuff. So here's what I'm going to do. Alright, we need to do some more research on his name, if we can establish who he is, and maybe any of his price records. Find out when he lived, his lifespan, and try to check out other pictures and other paintings that he had painted and how important he is, etc. And try to pinpoint how much this could be worth if it was in good condition. And then we have to then weigh that against what it would cost to have this conserved, because a professional restorer can fix all this. It would have to be taken off its old original stretcher and laid down, because when you have a gash this large, they have to basically line it to another stiff surface, so you get that, and then the restoration can start when it's adhered to some type of flat surface with using acid-free adhesives, etc. But that can be done. It will always be restored. You might see a little bit of a line there, so it'll never be absolutely totally perfect. But it can be done for the right amount of money. Now, that can be a problem because there's so many different parts that it needs to be fixed. And there's some older repairs on the back, which I'm going to show you in a second. But another thing you can do, okay guys, now this is a little bit sacrilegious, but what are you going to do when you're strapped for cash and you don't have the money to restore it? Now, if we find out that this guy is really incredible and his prices are big, you can sell it just as is, or you can basically sell it as is and somebody else will put their money into it. That can be done. So the canvas is worth something just as is on its own, even with this tear in it. Now, the other thing is you could fix it, as I mentioned. The other third way to go would be to cut out 2 pieces of artwork in this, and here's where I would cut it. Right up here, guys, on a cross, and then wherever the other tear happens, and down, and then this is your first piece of artwork right here, you guys. So it's a nice little small detail, sort of right where the focal point of the painting is anyway. So that's exceptional. That'll look great in a nice little frame. So let me show you what that might look like. Here's a frame. It's not the one that I'm going to use, but I'm just going to give you a demonstration on what it could be. And you see what I'm trying to do there? I'm trying to figure out where the best place to cut the canvas is, right there. But nice little frame. This would look good in this frame, but I think I want to go all gold gilded frame with some detail, because it's kind of got that old masterful style, old type of Venetian style painting. So that's one piece of art. Now over here we could do the same thing, but with a larger frame, and we could figure out where we want that, and we could cut the painting to fit there, but in a larger frame. So now it's a little problematic because we got his signature down here in left hand corner. We want to keep that, but we also want to maintain some proportions, and if that's the case, if we have to keep his signature, it's going to be to about right there, and then we're going to unfortunately have to cut off the mountain and just make it a rectangle there. The other way to go would be to make it square, but that would look odd and you would notice it. So don't know. Those are the options. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but within the right expenses, that might be the way to go. Then I have 2 quality little pieces of great art to basically sell, and one of them has the signature, or maybe not. Maybe I cut the signature away and keep it and put it on the back of the canvas. I've seen people do that before too. So we always want to keep the signature no matter what. But I'm on the tripod today, so I'm going to be a little shaky here. Let me I'm going to show you the back of it, and the only way I can do that is to put it on the tripod. There you go. Okay, let's go to the back. Now the back of paintings, you guys, tells you more, in fact, than actually the front. And here we see a very old canvas there with heavy oxidation. That's what you want to look for. An old stretcher bar with those corner keys right here. These are corner keys used turn of the century and before. Later on they came up with stretchers that didn't need those. So when you have the corner keys, that's an older stretcher. Another way to tell. And on around here, great oxidation on the back of this canvas. Now look how many repairs it has. It's got a few old repairs there, so it must have been a great painting, and somebody must have damaged it, and worthy, it was worthy enough for them to repair. So it must be something good. Lot of kind of age spots. I wouldn't call that mold, but that's a form of mold. It's just not the kind of active kind, but it was apparently put through the ringer in some way or another. But great piece of artwork. So there you have it. Another great addition to the CPMA, the California Pickin Museum of Art. And I love this stuff, you guys. So I hope you love it as much as I do too, because it's really cool when you find something like this and rescue it, give it a new life on California Pickin. So if you like this video, please let me know what you think. Should I get it restored? Should I have it appraised? Should I cut it up? No, I'm not going to cut it before I get it appraised, but you know what I'm saying. What do you think about my idea? 2 pieces can sell quite well, and I know I would be compromising the piece, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But I would love to be able to restore it or sell it restored or sell it unrestored. Any way you look at it, I think it's going to come out pretty darn good when you're talking about rescuing something for free. So anyways, that's me, Drew, the California Picker. Please subscribe, hit some likes, and come on back to California Pickin'. And remember, keep on picking. Cheers now.